Hello year one and welcome to week 2 of your learning. Last week you did an absolutely super job with your learning and we loved seeing all of the videos, all of the photos, so please keep it up this week. So today in maths we're going to start as always with a bit of a mental start to get our brains working. It is Monday morning, so if we're feeling a little bit sleepy, it's time to wake up. So we'd like you to grab your whiteboard and your pen and we're going to start with a number jumble, okay? So either you or your adults are going to write the numbers from 0 to 20 on your whiteboard, okay? So anywhere on the board, they don't need to be in order, not in a number line. You're just going to write them anywhere on your board, okay? So starting with 0 over here, then 1, and then 2, and so on. So they're all spread out, okay? Pause the video if you need to do that, or if you're going to get an adult to do it so that it's even trickier for you to find them, that's fine, okay? And then once you've done that, we're going to unscramble the numbers as fast as possible. So we're going to find the numbers in our jumble as fast as we can. So you might want to use a timer. So you know the timers that we use, which you can find on YouTube for 1 minute. You could use those, or if you've got your iPad, you could get the timer on your iPad, or even use a clock or a watch at home to help you time yourself and see how fast you can find numbers from 0 to 20 in the right order. Now they're all jumbled up, okay? So I'll do a few with you. So I know I need to start with the number 1. So it's over here. 1. 2. Where's the next one? Where's 3? Oh, there, 3. What comes next? 4. 4. Where's 4? I think someone's tricking me. Oh, it's there. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go to 10, 8, 9. Where's 10? Where's 10? Where's 10? Shout it out, year 1. There, 10. And did you see how tricky that was? Even though I know my numbers to 10 because you help me all the time counting forwards and backwards from 10. But finding them when they're all jumbled up was really tricky, and I know that's really got my brain working this morning. So I want you to have a go finding the numbers all the way up to 20. Now, I know that lots of you can count to 20, so why not make them even smaller on your whiteboard and see if you can fit all the numbers to 30 on your whiteboard, and then have a go at circling them as fast as you can. So get your adults to time you so we know how fast it took you to find those numbers. And don't forget as well, you can do it more than once. So you can pause the video before we go on to your workbooks and see if you can get faster each time finding those numbers. I want to get faster because I think I took quite a long time then to get to 10. So I think I'm going to challenge myself again later on and see if I can beat my own time. Okay? So that's a lovely starter for this morning. So once you've done that, you've taken a few photos or even a video of how fast you can do it, we're going to move on to our workbooks, okay? Let's go. So, as always in your workbooks, we're going to start today with the reception level maths workbook. And it is Monday, so we are going to start on page 6, okay? So in your maths workbook, if you have the reception maths workbook today, you're going to be looking at finding one less, okay? So this word here is less, which means the number before. It means one number smaller than the number before, okay? So here we can see it is the number 6. So thinking in your heads, if you can, thinking about one less than the number 6. And if you find that a little bit tricky, you can use your 100 square, and with your whiteboard pen, you can think about finding the number 6, put a little circle around it, and we know that when we're finding one less, we're going to jump backwards one number. So I know that one less than the number 6 is the number 5, and we can see just there that they have written the answer. So let's do just one more together. So let's have a look at the next one. This is the number 9. So thinking in your head, what comes before the number 9? Okay, and if you need your 100 square, finding the number 9, and I know that, look, that looks the same, so that's the number 9, and I know that finding one less, so one that is less than 9 is jumping backwards that one space, the number 8. And you're going to then practice forming the number 8 on your line. So remember, make a nest and close the gate. to make the number 8. Okay, so once you've done that first question, if you've got the reception book, you've then got some more numbers that you're going to find one more than, okay? So remember, when we're finding one more, that means that's the bigger number, okay? So that's one more than the next number in the number line, the bigger number, okay? And then question number 2, you've again got a little bit of a word search to have a go at, and we're trying to remember our words in numeral form, okay? And this is quite tricky. So having a look to see if you can find those words in the word search, and then having a go at writing them in the right order. Okay, so lots of tricky work there today if you've got the reception book, thinking about one more and one less. What I would say as well is, once you've done that, you could always get your adult to challenge you and ask them and get them to ask you if you could find a number on the 100 square, and then see if they can say maybe one more or one less, and see if you can find it yourselves as a little bit of an extra challenge today. Okay, so moving on then, we've got the maths workbook for year 1. So if you've got this workbook today, you are going to open it again to page 6, which is for Monday. And we are going to today be counting in 2s, 5s and 10s. Now last week we started to look at this and we looked at odd and even numbers as well. So just to give us a little bit of a recap, let's count in 2s to 20. Are we ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Remembering that we miss a number each time when we're counting in 2s. Okay? So you can practice your 2s, practice your 5s and practice your 10s before you start your activity. That will really get your brains working. So you've got 3 activities. The first one is to join up the numbers by counting in 2s. So I've just given you a really big clue there by helping you to count in 2s. So you could rewind the video and watch me counting in 2s again to make sure that you're ordering the numbers in 2s is the same, okay? And then we're going to be counting in 5s. Now to count on from 5, you can use your 5 times table, or you can use your 100 square. So for example here, it's asking us to count 5 on from 5. Okay, so I'm going to find the number 5, and I'm going to count 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that 5 more than 5 is 10. And some of you might be able to do that in your head by counting in your 5 times table, or by just adding the numbers on in your head. Okay, you've got 2 more challenges then today. You've also got some counting in 10s. And again, you can use your number line, and remember, when we count in 10s, we move down the column. Because when we move down the column, we're moving on to the next 10s line, okay? So that's a little trick there to help you. And you've also got some 1 more and 1 less, okay? And we've done lots of this, and this is a really good example here, because jumping backwards and jumping forwards, you will then have a visual of 1 less and 1 more, okay? So lots and lots again of tricky work there for you today. And you could always, once you've done that, get an adult to write a number on the board for you, and then you could draw your own boxes just like this, and think about 1 less and 1 more. So using your whiteboard all the time to think of extra challenges. So 1 less than 8, 7, I know that you're shouting that out at the screen, and 1 more than 8 is 9. And you could even then challenge yourself to some really, really tricky numbers. 42, and then get your box. 1 less, 1 more, use your 100 square if you need to, find number 42, jump forwards, jump backwards. 1 less, 41, and 1 more, 43. So again, getting your adults to give you some challenges. So lastly then, we're looking at the year 2 maths work booklet for today. And the same as always, turning to page 6. And today you've got lots and lots of different ways for addition, okay? So you've got some addition sums here, which you might be able to work out in your head. You could use objects in your home as counters, or you could use your 100 square. And then we're moving on to our number bonds. So remembering our number bonds mean two numbers that make 10, for example. Okay, so we know that there are lots of different ways to make 10, and they are called our number bonds to 10. For example, 6 and 4, 7 and 3, 5 and 5. We know that those two numbers make 10. And number bonds are when we can think of those two numbers really easily and we can use them to help us with bigger numbers. So, in question 2, it's asking us what we could add to each number to make 20. So if we look at 2a here, we know that we've got 4 here already. And it's asking us what we need to add to 4 to make 20. So if I know that 6 and 4 make 10, then I also know that 16 and 4 are going to make 20 because I'm adding the additional 10. So if 6 and 4 make 10, I know that 10 more on top of that will be 20. Therefore, 16 and 4 will be my number bond to 20. Okay, so using the number bonds to help you answer those other questions. You've also got the same here in terms of your hundreds. Okay, so thinking about what we need to add to 20 to get to 100. Well, if I take away my zeros, I need to think what I need to add to 2 to make 10. So thinking about that number bond, I know that 8 and 2 make 10. So that's my number bond. So I then know if I add my 0 back on, that 20 add 80 is going to make 100 because I'm using my number bonds, okay? So I'm thinking about my multiplying by 100, multiplying by 10 and using my number bonds there, okay? So, question 4 then is another addition, thinking about what two numbers will make the sum correct. So again, lots of different learning there for you if you've got this year 2 booklet today, but remembering that we can solve all of those problems by using our number bonds to 10, okay? Because then we are in our 10s and we know that we can apply that learning to our bigger numbers. So challenge yourselves today and see how you get on. Remember to send us your learning so that we can give you some feedback and enjoy the rest of your day.